Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Thursday, the 4th of May, 2023. And my return day after, having an unscheduled missed day of streaming and content back on Tuesday, and then having my scheduled day off on Wednesday, just to to kind of recap and get everyone caught up. First of all, I know for a fact that this show, the Daily Wrap, is pretty much a show for my on-demand audience. The Level 1 podcast, that's kind of a split show. I have a live audience of hundreds in the morning, and then we have hundreds of people who watch it over the course of the day, and I'm really appreciative of that. But this show is just for you guys who watch everything on demand on the channel. So I just want to take a moment to thank you all for understanding, for anyone who reached out, because there actually were a significant amount of people who did reach out to me during my days off there. My unscheduled day off in particular, to just say, hey, I don't know what's going on, but I hope you're doing all right. I appreciate that. The well wishes help. They do. When there's a lot of crappy stuff going on, to know that there's people out there that actually care about you, and me, not just me, but my family and everything. That's really nice, and I want to say thank you. And also thank you for understanding. It was supposed to be a day full of gameplay. We were supposed to be trying out Redfall. There was supposed to be more Final Fantasy V. There was none of that. All right. So I apologize for that wholeheartedly. It was not something that I wanted to do. I wanted to be here. I pride myself on consistency, on abiding by a schedule. A lot of people say the one thing that you can really say positively about Darkside Phil is that he's there all the time. He's consistent. He puts out the content he says he's going to do, and he doesn't really have unscripted days off. He's dependable. I say I'm going to make content. I'm usually here. And a lot of other streamers don't do that. They don't even have a set schedule. But for me, you know what's coming, right? So it sucked what happened. My goal is that this will not happen again, but it doesn't mean that it won't. I don't control everything on this planet, sadly. There's circumstances that happen that I don't control. And sadly, this is a situation that may not be fully resolved and might have more stuff going on out of my hands. What happened, I can't tell you. I said this on the podcast. I'll reiterate here on the Daily Wrap. I can't tell you, because it's personal stuff. It has absolutely nothing to do with the stream, so it's not like, it's something to do with YouTube copyright strikes or shit like that. It's not, okay? And because of that, because it is my private life, I choose to keep it quiet. I choose to keep it safe and protected, because there used to be a time when I used to share everything. I would say probably up to 2017. I was sharing absolutely everything going on in my personal life. As small and innocuous and unimportant as it seemed, I didn't really care. I would tell you everything. I was vlogging everything in my life, in my house, and all of my belongings, and I was documenting everything about going on in my life and with my family and everything. And it was bad. It was bad that I did that. Now I know that. I didn't realize that back then. I thought, what's the harm in it? But now I know what the harm in it can be when people have taken information that I've given out there, they have spinned it into something negative or complete bullshit. As I always said, you take a little nugget of truth and you pile on a bunch of complete nonsensical speculation, conspiracy, shit, nonsense, and it just makes it all toxic. It's like, what are you talking about? That none of that is true. It's what's happening now. Like, people are making up crazy conspiracies about why or what I'm going through right now. People saying all kinds of crazy stuff about, health and money and legal stuff and all kinds of crazy shit. And no one knows anything because I haven't told you. No one knows the truth of the matter but me and my family. And that's how it's going to stay. Please understand that. If this were a different time, if this were over a decade ago, before the real negative viral meme of crapping on Phil became the popular thing to do on the internet, and if I could trust that I could give you information that wouldn't blow up in my face, I would tell you. I can't. So I'm sorry. And I'm going to obviously do my best to be here consistently. I don't know if I can be. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, sorry about missing Tuesday, and thank you for understanding. Now, let's get back to business. Today was a great Level 1 podcast because we covered a ton of topics, all kinds of gaming news that had actually been going on, like all over the place, all right? Like tons of gaming news. So, was very, very exciting to cover all this news that had happened in those 2 days that I wasn't there. We had some fun conversation. In general, a really good show. And I debuted my new intro today. Give it a look, so let me know what you think. And then after that, we jumped back into Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which apparently got a performance patch when I was gone. And it does nothing. I'm not even kidding you. It literally did not improve the performance whatsoever. The game still runs absolutely horribly, looks terrible, chopping up constantly. The good news is I said I'm going to tough it out, and I killed that Spawn of Ogdo boss, the stupid frog. I did beat it. It took me over an hour, but I got it done. And the funny part is, after I beat it, doing the whole rest of this first world of Kobo, nothing else is as tough as that boss. That's literally the hardest thing on the whole planet. Everything else is pretty much easy. And it's really stupid that they had one insanely overpowered broken boss like that when you also have a badly performing game. It just made it so ridiculously tough to fight, but I got it done. So then we essentially finished Kobo today. We explored the whole planet, did the story for an hour, and now it seems like when I play it again, it's going to advance past the intro segment to possibly leaving and going to other worlds and doing other content. So I'm happy we got as far as we did. At the same time, yeah, it's disappointing that this game is not performing well at all. It looks terrible. The frame rate is so bad. It's funny. The story, pretty good. Gameplay elements in combat, pretty good. Exploring, pretty good. Puzzles, optional content, pretty good. And then you've got the fucking graphics. The frame rate is so bad, the game is a disappointment. But I'm going to keep playing it. Why? Because everything else is good. It's an enjoyable experience outside of the choppy frame rate. And I bought it already. It's a $70 investment. I'm not going to toss the game. It looks like you cannot depend on them to patch it and make it work better. It doesn't look like it's going to ever work better. It probably won't. So we continue on. All right? It was a great stream, and support was pretty good. We actually had a good amount of members, which was good. We lost a lot of members over this week when I wasn't here. I guess some member bombs had expired, so we had some new members coming back in, some member bombs there. It was a pretty decent stream. All right, and then on the late stream tonight, it was Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster. Attendance was good. Engagement was good. Support, well, we had one big super chat, and outside of that, everything else was incredibly slow. It is what it is. All right, not every stream can be an amazing, oh my God, I was bowled over stream. It is a little concerning that I wasn't here Tuesday, because as you guys know, this is the problem, is a day that I don't work is a day that I'm set back. I need to work 6 days a week for a reason. If I don't, I'm behind, and now I am behind. Today was an okay day. But I guess we're going to see how the rest of the week goes. Hopefully, it will be a good week overall. All right, what are we doing tomorrow? Well, Friday, on May 5th, first of all, Cinco de Mayo. My wife will be making some Mexican cuisine. I'll talk about that on the Level 1 podcast tomorrow. And then, it's going to be the continuation of my Elden Ring Glintstone Sorceries run. Tomorrow, we have unlocked 2 of the biggest optional content areas of the game. The Deep Root Depths, and also Noxtella. So do either. You know, I think on Noxtella, we're not in Noxtella yet. You're in that Astal River. You do the Astal River first, and then you get into Noxtella. So we'll see. We'll see what I want to do tomorrow. Maybe I'll do both. I guess it depends on how long it takes. You know, being that I've been doing Glintstone Sorceries, it certainly seems like it's made the game much easier than my first run that was melee-based. Then again, I am a glass cannon. If I get hit, I'm screwed. So I got to be very evasive and do everything from range and kind of be careful. I guess we'll see how it goes. It should be good. You know, I really enjoyed the run. Looking forward to this tomorrow. Keep in mind, I have a whole new outfit now that I'm wearing the best, like, mage outfits and everything there. Okay? So join me for the Glintstone run continuation tomorrow and some really awesome optional content. Then we're going to be jumping into more Oblivion, you know, Elder Scrolls 4, Shivering Isles on the late stream. And last time around, we did some side content, we did some dungeons, and then we were continuing on with the main story. I believe that's where we're going to be picking up this time, where it's more main story continuation and go from there. Been a good DLC so far, albeit challenging, so we'll see what happens this coming Friday night. Keep in mind this weekend, good variety. We got DSP versus the Internet on Saturday. Saturday night, we'll do more Final Fantasy V. Sunday, there's only one stream because I'm doing Star Wars again. And then Sunday night, I need to film the private patron reacts for the month. So no stream Sunday night. But then Monday and Tuesday are full streaming days where we will probably alternate between Elden Ring and Star Wars. And we'll probably have some fun night stuff on Monday night. Listen to this. I'll be doing a tier maker stream. That is correct. I have not done a tier maker in a few weeks. I've decided to do one this week on Monday night, and some people have convinced me I should do, get this is going to be a big controversial one, the ranking of the Zelda games. People actually want me to rank all of the Zeldas on this stream. People love Zelda, but man, do people have different opinions about Zelda. And I'm very interested to see what's going to happen when we all sit down and we start talking about the different Zelda games and the pros and cons of each one and trying to rank them in this tier maker. I feel like it could be a pretty is it divisive? Is it, there's a word, argumentative? It's not going to be a thing that we're all going to agree on. It's going to take a while to get through this. So that's going to be Monday night over on DSP Reacts, the first tier maker I've done in a long time. Why are we doing Zelda? Because Zelda comes out Friday. That week from tomorrow is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Makes sense to be doing a Zelda tier maker then. And then Tuesday, like I said, probably a normal day. Whether we do Final Fantasy or Oblivion, remains to be seen. But it should be a fun, full streaming week and great progress in all the games I'm playing. All right, guys? So thank you so much. I hope to see you tomorrow for a fun Level 1 podcast, Cinco de Mayo, plus Elden Ring and Oblivion. Thank you for understanding about Tuesday. Again, I plan to be here as much as I can. Have a good night. See you in the morning. Peace out, everybody.